Good afternoon, second graders. My name is Miss Holloway, and today we're going to talk about time zones. And I know we kind of talked about time zones the other day when we mentioned latitude and longitude, and when we were working with our map skills. Remember, I kind of talked about how different parts of the world, it's different times of the day based on Earth's rotation and based on where the sun is hitting the Earth at that moment. So if it's 12 p.m. here in Boise, Idaho, it's 2 p.m. in Florida. Or if we go all the way to China, it is in the middle of the night or early in the morning when it's still dark, which is kind of confusing if you think about it, but we're going to cover all of this time zone stuff today, and hopefully we'll be able to get a better understanding of what other people in the world are experiencing when we're experiencing something in Boise, Idaho, what other people are experiencing. So I brought this book called At the Same Moment Around the World. And it is all about time zones. So we're going to read this, and we're going to keep in mind some of the times that are mentioned in this story, and we're going to see how at the same moment in one country it is kind of different in another part of the world. So let's begin. At the same moment around the world. It is 6 o'clock in the morning in Dakar, Senegal. Kita wakes up early to help his father count the fish caught during the night. So it is early morning in Senegal for Kita. At the same moment in Paris, France, it is 7 o'clock in the morning, and Benedict drinks hot chocolate before going to school. So Benedict, it is 7 o'clock for him in Paris, France. So he's about to go to school. At the same moment in Sofia, Bulgaria, it is 8 o'clock in the morning when Mitko chases after the school bus. So who do we have so far? We have Kita, we have Benedict, and we have Mitko. And for all of them, they're only, for all of them it's in the morning. Even though they're about an hour apart, it's still the morning for them. So they're kind of experiencing similar days so far. At the same moment in Baghdad, Iraq, it is 9 o'clock in the morning, and Yasmin plays while her mother shops at the market. At the same moment in Dubai, United Arab Emirates, it is 10 o'clock in the morning, and Nadia watches workers construct a new building. So for all these places so far, it's the morning. For Nadia, it is late morning. It's about 10 a.m. But if you remember at the beginning of the story, for Kita, it was 6 a.m. So they're 4 hours apart. Pretty cool, huh? It's the same moment, just a different time. At the same moment in Samarkand, Uzbekistan, it is 11 o'clock in the morning, and Ravashan and Yulia return from their visit to a nearby market. At the same moment in the Himalayan mountains nearing the towering Mount Everest, it is noon, and Lilu eats lunch with her mother. So she's eating lunch, and if you remember, Kita was catching fish at the beginning of our story at 6 a.m. So quite a different experience that they're having at that same moment. But it's because of where the sun is hitting that it is late afternoon, or it's late morning, early afternoon, where it's early morning for Kita. At the same moment in Hanoi, Vietnam, it is 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and Khan takes a nap despite noise on the street outside. At the same moment in Shanghai, China, it is 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and Chen practices from the Lunar New Year parade. So, if you can see, in Vietnam and Shanghai, China, it's only an hour apart. Very, very similar things are probably happening. It's probably very similar outside. The light from the sun is probably very similar because they're only an hour apart. At the same moment, near Tokyo, Japan, it is 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and Kiko admires the carp streamers blowing in the wind. At the same moment, in the desert between Ayers Rock and Sydney, Australia, it is 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and Kate drives toward the beach. So you can see we're starting to get into the afternoon. So in Australia, it's already the afternoon. At that same moment, if you guys can believe it, it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon in Australia. And if you remember our friend Kita, it's 6 o'clock in the morning there. Sounds pretty amazing if you ask me. At the same moment, in New Caledonia, it is 5 o'clock in the evening, and Matea and Joni make music together. At the same moment, in Russia, it is 6 o'clock in the evening when Ivan takes his dog for a walk around the neighborhood. So, let's look at this. It is 6 p.m. in Russia, but it is 6 a.m. in Senegal for Kita. So they're 12 hours apart if you remember our math skills that we have been learning. At the same moment, near Samoa, it is 7 o'clock in the evening and Abby cooks fish for dinner. At the same moment, in Honolulu, Hawaii, it is 8 o'clock in the evening when Alan and Kiani enjoy the very last rays of the sun. So, where is Honolulu? If we look at our map, Honolulu is in America, even though it is an island. It's in Hawaii, and it's about right there. And it's very, very cool to think that there is a tropical island that is considered in the United States. So we'll talk more about Honolulu and Hawaii in a little bit. At the same moment in Anchorage, Alaska, it is 9 o'clock in the evening when William blows on his bedtime tea. So it is 9 o'clock in the evening for William in Anchorage, Alaska. And if you guys know where Alaska is, it's quite cold there, but it's closer to Boise, Idaho, where we live, than, say, Japan, which is, you know, very, very different in time for us, but I think we're closer in time to Alaska. At the same moment, in San Francisco, California, it is 10 o'clock at night when Sharon and Peter hug goodbye. So, San Francisco, California, is about an hour behind us. So, if it was 10 o'clock in San Francisco at this time, it was 9 p.m. here. Pretty amazing. At the same moment, in Phoenix, Arizona, it is 11 o'clock at night, and Samantha watches the desert pass by the train. At the same moment, it is midnight in Mexico City, Mexico, and Pablo has magical dreams. At the same moment, in Lima, Peru, it is 1 o'clock in the morning when baby Diego is born. So baby was born at 1 a.m. At the same moment, in the Amazon rainforest near Brazil, it is 2 o'clock in the morning when Anna has quite a shock. Look, Anna found a snake. I wonder what Anna is doing at 2 o'clock in the morning. At the same moment in Greenland, it is 3 o'clock in the morning and Lexi can't sleep. At the same moment on the island of Fernando de Noronha near Brazil, it is 4 o'clock in the morning and Antonio is sleeping soundly. So it's 4 o'clock in Brazil, and if you remember Kita in Senegal, it was 6 a.m. for him. So we're getting closer and closer to the time that Kita has at this same moment. At the same moment on a ship in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, it is 5 o'clock in the morning when Chloe finds herself tired from dancing all night. And then we got back to 6 o'clock in the morning with Kita. So we did a full rotation of the earth, huh? From 6 a.m. to 6 a.m. So it's 24 hours. And on that same moment, it is different times all around the world. So that is just a brief little introduction to time zones. So right now I'm going to give you guys some countries, and we're going to figure out what time zone they are in. And we're also going to find them on our map using latitude and longitudinal coordinates. So let's take some time and do that right now. Okay.